Hello, everyone. This is Adam here, managing partner of Venture 24. And this Reddit thread has been brought to my attention a few times now, luckily from a few of our loyal clients of ours, people that support our work. And I'm glad they did. And that's the best part of what we do is we work closely to help our clients realize their dream and launch their startup. So I'm glad that this was brought to my attention. I didn't even know it was online. And what I'd like to do is actually just address it. So film this video one time, go through it. And if you ever have any questions, it's here. One thing you have to understand about Reddit, Reddit is actually anonymous. So if you notice a lot of the names, it's not someone's name, it's a nickname that they give you by default. So it allows people to post any comments they like, and it's not using their real identity, which is great for the person that is just responding to this because obviously they can say whatever they feel. People are entitled to their opinion, and that's fine. But it also creates an unfair perspective of really what the situation is and how these things need to be addressed. So what I would like to do now is go through this, and I apologize up front. It's probably going to be a little lengthier video because there's a lot of information I have to disclose here, but I want to make sure everything is properly covered. Now, luckily for us here, is the individual that posted this goes by the profile name Profile Ace. Now, Profile Ace is one of our previous clients, and his actual name is Patrick. I won't say his last name, just obviously for his own identity, but his name is Patrick. And there's a lot of information that we've had already responded to this, and we've already wiped our hands with the client. A few reasons I'll summarize is one is they became very disgruntled with our team, started using profanities, and that's just not something that our team will tolerate. And even myself personally, I was very respectful and said, hey, look, this is just not the way to communicate with people. So we'll go through some of the communication records. Clearly, they're not going to disclose here, but I'm happy to do so. And then in addition to claiming that they're out the money, not true. So what they actually did is we delivered the work to them up to a certain point. Once the harassment started, we had to pause work, of course. But up to that point, the deliverables were sent, and I'll show you here. I have some documents that we already had itemized all this information, how many updates were sent, etc. I'll share with you clearly. But once that was done, the individual knowingly had all the work in their possession because we release the updates as soon as it's received, already in their possession. Decided to file a chargeback with their bank for the full amount, even though services were delivered. We did not contest it because it's frankly just not worth dealing with this individual. So this person already has their funds back, all the money that they paid for our service and the work. So basically, we worked for free for, I believe it was like 60 days, maybe 70 days. And we're not gonna, go back and forth on it. They had their money back, and that's the most important thing. But for our company and me personally, our reputation, these Reddit threads stay online, and I wanted to make sure that we address this properly. So the heading of this is Warning, Scam Company Alert, Venture 24. It's unfortunate, but let me just spread this or clear this out because it's not true. So let's go through this thread here. Yes, this is me on my personal website, and there was a comment made on here. We'll get to this as this was I just threw this website up. This website has actually been up, I'm going to say 3 years now. So it's been quite a while. Patrick was a client of ours maybe a couple months ago. So this site has been up for quite some time. The claim is made we put this up to legitimize myself, our company. Just not true. Okay, so let's just go through this, some of the complaints here, and then we'll go through the documentation. So some of these are just, people chiming in. We're stealing from entrepreneurs. We don't have it like that financially. We're greedy. Here's the thing, guys, you have to understand. We're not openly saying, hey, guys, enroll in our program and we accept everybody and give us your money, right? There's a full vetting process that goes through this. This individual went through an interview. They had spoken to one of our account executives. They had a personal Zoom meeting with me. We assessed everything, all right? And this wasn't like an instant decision. We sent them contracts for them to review. They went over the terms, the conditions, everything that's accounted for. So you have to take personal financial responsibility. So when you say you don't have it like that financially, then you should have made that judgment call prior to enrolling, because if you knew your personal finances, then maybe you shouldn't have taken the risk. We did everything that we said within the contract, and we upheld our agreement until it was ultimately canceled. But if you're going to be investing in a startup, you always inherit that risk. So if you don't have it like that, you probably shouldn't have pursued your startup. This individual here, I don't know. And that's the thing. I don't know how this thread got out there or who's responding. I don't know who any of these people are because, again, they're all anonymous. So this person says, I had the same experience, opened an FBI case, and reported to the Better Business Bureau. Well, that's new to us. If you report to the FBI, we haven't heard anything, and this was 2 months ago, and this really strange, like open an FBI case for what? On what basis? We don't even know who you are. I don't know who this person is. So again, it's probably just someone just trying to make their presence known, have their voice heard, and then also report to the Better Business Bureau. Again, do not know who this person is. I mean, we've had messages on Better Business Bureau left, but we've addressed all of them thoroughly, accurately, provide all documentation, dates, times. Everything has a paper trail, and we've provided that when the situation arises. So who this individual is, no idea, and I couldn't even tell you. So this is probably just another person say, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that." This individual here said, I can't remember, they referred us, but they're bootstrapping themselves and they're looking for the price at 99K. Well, yeah, on our website, it's very clear. We're not hiding it. We have an all-inclusive development service for 99K, for 100,000. And it's actually fairly priced because we're not just building your app. If you really look at it and you read what's included, it's very detailed. We're building the app. We're doing the marketing. We're doing the branding. We're doing the content syndication. We're handling the legal work. We're doing the trademarking, the entity structuring, like setting up your startup. So if you were to do this on your own and including development of the application, so if you were to do this on your own, you're going to spend more than 100,000. Okay. It's because we do it all in-house. It's fairly priced. If 100,000 is outside of your price point, maybe you should not be launching a startup. So that's my address to that point here. Some of these people just chime in. What's the app all about? This one here, this is a previous client of ours. I guess they chimed in, talked about their experience. And let's see, this one here, this company gave bad advice from constant email marketing. I mean, what company doesn't do email marketing? Every single company in existence on planet Earth sends email marketing. If you're not sending email marketing and you're not responding or not buying, then obviously you're not going to be a potential client of ours. That's just life. Everybody markets. So sorry to hear that. That's besides the point. Individual here, who's this here? So I guess this is a client of ours. They had mentioned their experience with us, which is fantastic. That's great. Thank you so much for the support. Again, I don't know who this is because the name, I don't know who it is. If I had their name, I would tell you what their app is. I don't know who they are. Here's another individual just, trying to sell their services. Here's another person, I guess, is this one of our clients? Yep, I guess they're sending us another message communicating. Okay, so back to Patrick here. He's saying, he's starting to get upset about what we did, and if we're a legit happy customer. The thing is, just like people hide behind their identity on Reddit, if anyone that's posted on this from our previous clients, they're going to do the same. So I don't know why people are asking them to be fully transparent when they're not. So I don't know. That's besides the point. But as you can see here, it's just a lot of back and forth bantering, and talking about me personally. Like I've added a website, not really, my guy. I mean, we've had this website now for a few years. I don't openly promote it. I've do some content, but the amount of traffic the site gets, I mean, I don't really know. I can't control that. So, and again here, did this to me, handle this. We don't know who these people are. And a lot of times, if you try to call these people out, they ghost you, they block you, you have no idea who they are. It could be someone that responded to one of our, or actually inquired about our service. We contacted them. They didn't like the outcome of, we declined them, and they just feel like their voice wants to be heard. Because if it's anonymous, we have no idea who to respond to. So just want to make sure about this profile ace guy, because the individual's name is Patrick. So I thought it was best to do that. And yeah, so I don't know. So I'm here just kind of going through what was on this thread. So what I want to do is, because this has been brought to my attention a few times, is actually go through everything with Patrick, and his app was actually named Profile Ace. So let's go through this here. The first one is we had to address the Attorney General because this individual chose to also file a complaint with the Attorney General, which is fine. You know that they're welcome to do that. Now, I mentioned this video is going to be kind of lengthy because I just want to read this because I think it's best that you could see it. You can't find this document anywhere online. So I think it's just best that you can understand the situation. So it just says, this serves a formal response to a complaint filed against our company. We take all client responses seriously and try to provide transparent, professional services. Below, we address each point raised with a factual account of the events. Complaint. The company preys on young startup entrepreneurs. They promise a list of services to launch your app and give many excuses for not delivering. Answer. The client underwent a thorough vetting process, including a phone and Zoom interview, to be considered for the program. They are fully aware of our process, timelines, and expectations before we extend an invitation to the program, which was offered in good faith based on our belief in the client's app idea. The client was explicitly advised that the program would take a minimum of 90 days to complete. During this period, we provided several progress deliverables to the client on June 21st, June 26th, July 9th, July 26th, August 6th, August 16th. While we experienced a minor delay in one set of deliverables, the issue was promptly addressed and the client was notified. At the time a complaint was raised, a comprehensive project update was being finalized. On October 6, 2024, however, the client initiated a chargeback with their bank despite having received tangible deliverables which remain in their possession. Next complaint. They promise to get you funding as high as $500K with a separate fee and keep adding fees without delivering any services. Well, response. We do not promise funding as part of our service. Instead, our program offers clients an opportunity to secure funding through our accelerator, which includes direct collaboration, networking, and support. We provide a contractual guarantee that if funding is not acquired with the services outlined in the contract, the client is entitled to a refund. The client was made fully aware of the initial enrollment fee during the interview process within the signed contract. At no point were new or unexpected fees introduced. As part of the program, we offered a one-time optional service that allowed the client to increase their potential funding cap for an additional fee, which they voluntarily accepted. Beyond the enrollment fee and the optional upgrade, no further charges were requested or applied. Complaint. After taking $10K from us, we started questioning the legitimacy of the company and they shut us out and stopped responding. We're a group of people who got scammed. Sure. Okay, so response. The client will only pay the enrollment fee after evaluating our program, understanding the terms, and making an informed decision. No funds were taken forcibly or under false pretenses. We maintain open communication with the client throughout the process and continue our efforts until the chargeback was initiated on October 6, 2024. Once a chargeback was filed, our bank placed the funds on hold, pending resolution. In response to this action, we temporarily paused services and restricted access to the client's account until the chargeback process was complete. At this point, communication ceased not because we shut them out, but due to harassment directed at our managing partner via SMS, myself. To protect our staff, we choose to limit further contact. And support documentations, we have signed contract, signed addendum for their limit increase, chargeback records, correspondent records, harassment records. So we're committed to resolving disputes fairly and professionally. We believe the above response provides a clear, accurate accounts of events. We welcome further discussion with the client or relevant parties to resolve any remaining concerns. So this is what we had filed. A lot of these complaints, this individual also reported us on the BBB. I mean, I think it'd be worth going and actually showing that too, because sometimes that happens when one person will go and they'll leave a review. And then when they go and leave a review, what ends up happening is the same person will go and, let's see, they'll go leave a review and they do it on multiple sites, leaving the same review. All right. So it's not like we're getting tons of these complaints. It's the same individual just voicing their opinion on multiple sites. So as you can see here, I mean, our rating is not perfect, 4 out of 5. It's still great though. So this is the same person, Patrick W. It's the same rhetoric here, talking about everything. And if you want to read our response, I encourage you to do that actually, because you can see what they said. And then here's our full detailed response that we provided. Everything is itemized. We addressed all their concerns. And at the end of the day, the person's funds were returned. We didn't keep any of the work. They kept it. So basically, we work for free. And that's fine. Best of luck. I don't have any animosity. Frankly, I don't care. Best of luck. So that's what I would say there. I mean, we could always improve our rating to B minus. Sure, we could be better, but not bad. Okay, so let's go back to this here. So this is the same response to the same questions. The Attorney General was a lot of it was for the BBB. This is the same thing. This is for our merchant processor. We had to actually provide a response because it's required by us. So we just sent the same response we did the Attorney General with all the documentation. And then at the end of it, once we submit this, do they ask us, do we want to contest the chargeback? We said no. We frankly don't care. Let them go. It's not a big deal. But here's the most important thing I want everyone to really look at is when you see this individual, Patrick, and Profile Ace on Reddit or even on the BBB, this is really where it started. It's the harassment, it's the down talking, it's the use of profane language toward myself. And it's just, okay, this transitioned over to our team as well. So there's got to be a point we got to draw a line in the sand and say, hey, enough's enough. Any professional is not going to communicate like this. So, I mean, everything started out well. So you could see Patrick, we're talking to him here, everybody's like, hey, Greg, good morning, all the formalities, everything's going awesome, payment made, fantastic, great, project manager saying that, let's see here. Let's just start here. Maybe this is where, no, I think everything's going good here. Okay, so then he said, I haven't heard from Christian this week anywhere what happened. So as I mentioned in previously in the response, there were some delays. It's not because we weren't working on it. We had actually a large influx of projects. We were hiring new project managers. So things were just kind of up in the air trying to manage all this. We fully addressed it. We got it back on track. I already mentioned that. This one here particularly though was one of our project managers was sick. So we had to let them know, hey, he'll be back. He'll be able to help you out. He said, great. I said he'd get back to you. Or did one of our other team members, Michael, message on Trello? He said, you did. So even though his main project manager wasn't available, we assigned a second one just in case. So that was taken care of. So let them know if everything was going well. And then he said, can we set up a time to chat about the project? Nothing's changed. I said, sure. When are you available? We scheduled a time to speak. And then we have another chat here about, this is where it starts to turn ugly because we had to deal with just some internal issues, assigning project managers. So we're doing the best we could. You know what I mean? It was addressed. We let them know. We communicated with them openly. I'll show that to you. So he said, we have a chat today because my partner reached out yesterday and your project man has responded, not taking accountability. I'm just going to say this man to man here. This is extremely disappointing and extremely unprofessional how things are run on your end. We trust you with 10K of our hard-earned money. I read your reviews and hope you got it together based on some of the other ones. I don't know what he's talking about because our reviews are all pretty good. But that's not the case. Can you return our money to our credit we used and we'll part ways? We don't have time for this anymore. We need to love onward. I think he means move. So I said, hello, Patrick. My apologies. Today's been a crazy day. I've been back-to-back meetings. I'm disappointed to hear this as well. I'm going to reach out to Christian and find out what is going on. I figured I'll figure out the issue and get to the bottom of it. Thank you. I said, okay. I said, I think we need to go a different direction, Adam. I'm just sending a message again. No changing this team's behavior. Can work out a plan to refund the payment to our credit card. We'll go elsewhere. It's been 6 weeks. So again, to the full project spec, guys, 6 weeks, we worked on a lot. We had several deliverables. I'll go into we itemize a lot of this. But the thing is it's only 6 weeks. They were told a 90-day time window. So these things take time. The projects are in rotation. Things happen. We have to assign project managers. It's not like in 6 weeks you get all this work done. It's a 90-day window. So then he's just saying there's more enough evidence this isn't working. A dev team doesn't work like this. Who will be successful? And then I just said, I understand where you're coming from, but this is the action I have to take. I'm not a project manager. I'm on the finance side. I'll have to provide you an update here before the end of the day. As far as the refund, the terms of refunds are very clear in your contract. The only one is provided is if we're unsuccessful in securing an investor. We have had lots of success working with this workflow. There have been some bottlenecks apparently that I will have your team sort out so they can wrap this up for you. That was all resolved. He said, this is your company, right? You're the owner. I said, yes, I am. Well, I'm one of the managing partners, but yes, I am. And I'm telling you how we handle these things. Thank you. So it kind of takes a turn here. It says, then the excuse you in the finance side isn't a good one. You're the owner and should have some idea what's going on in your organization. It's clear as a problem with your dev part of the business. The fact you can't see that and just saying you aren't a project manager only on the money side is a problem. And you have the ability to do the right thing here because if you can't see the problem we have with this and do what's right here, you think we're going to get funded and be successful with a team like this is nonsense. Are you not seeing what we said to us when we have asked for things over and over, not getting them? I said, Patrick, would you call the president of the bank or president of your mortgage company to have them correct something? No, you wouldn't. You would deal directly with the account managers that are set to your account. I'm doing what I can to assist you, and I've already corrected on my end. Please wait until the end of the day for Christian to update you. Thank you. He says, your team has failed to meet our expectations. Why we are asking for our money back, regardless of a contract, it's accountability in being. So I guess contracts don't matter to him, apparently. But that's okay. I said, I'm doing what I can on my side. You're one of the hundreds of projects I've already spoken to your team to have the resolved. Thank you. You aren't a bank or anything. Don't compare yourself to a well-oiled machine. So then he started to get condescending and rude. And honestly, I don't have to provide this type of support. I work with clients to help them, and then we assign an entire team to them. They have a team of 4 people. So all this is handled. But when I start getting these messages, I have to respond. So I say a contract is a contract. It's like any other contract you sign, you're bound to the terms therein. I mean, that's just how contracts are, and there's really no need to be rude. So the problem is that if we are one of 100 projects, you don't have the manpower because power resources to fully done like we need. I'm not being rude. I'm being direct because blank not getting done with the team. I don't care about 100 plus projects. We gave you 10K and we haven't gotten blank in 6 weeks. Not true. They did receive updates. I will show you. But anyhow, that's a problem. And you're saying you're sending a message is all you can do is BS when you own the company. I said, no, it's not a problem. As we have the same project load every month, yes, you are being rude. I already told you I've communicated with your team and they'll relay back to you by the end of the day. And I said, okay, Patrick, what would you like me to do? Design your app, develop it. What would you like me to do to make this go faster? All I can do is delegate and make sure people are handled appropriately if they are not performing. How have you pleased it properly? Just sending another message in the board that doesn't change anything. How are you not getting that? That's on you. How about do what we ask or say, okay, let me get another PM on the project. When we talked to you the other day, you are supposed to find out what happened and you never got back to us about that. Again, saying another email. Sometimes it's hard to read this guy because his language is spotty. But again, said, if I'm being rude, then you should understand why. 6 weeks of nothing, then we talked to you. You said you will find out what's going on. That didn't happen. My business partner called you, left a voicemail. You didn't have the respect or courtesy to call her back. Then you send another message in the chat again. You're right. I'm being rude. Then we gave you 10K, and this is below my standard and development and standard of a good development team. Again, I am not at your beck and call. I am not the individual assigned to your account. I provided my information as a courtesy early on, but I do not act as the tech support. We have team members for this. So I just want to be very clear. I have helped to some extent, but I don't have the most up-to-date information on every project. There's too many. So when I get messages like this, I handle it. I delegate as best I can. I have lots of team members that manage this. So just be clear here. So 100 plus project in flight monthly. Okay, so millions of dollars of work, and this is the quality we're getting. Think about how that looks from a customer perspective. So Patrick, I have hundreds of calls a day and I'm extremely busy, if not on multiple Zooms. So I'm sorry if I did not answer your partner's call. I have 300 plus voicemails I have not listened to, which is true. I've made you guys aware if you want the quickest update, you have to message on Trello. Reason why I tell them on Trello is because we have a whole team assigned. When you leave a message there, you have 4 people that see it and they can help them much faster than me. I said, I'm not the one assigned to your account, nor am I on standby to see if you guys need anything. I'm extremely busy, and I'm sure you can understand that. And then it says, okay, is the PM, what's their phone number or email? Then handle it from here. So I gave him the direct email. I said, if we aren't even provided with the person's contact, etc., who's over that part of the business? That was never given. You said any issues, text you. So here we are. What's his number? Is he over in India? I just said, no, phone support. We don't offer phone support. And it's very clear. And the reason why I'm making this point known here is because all of our clients that come on board, we tell them right out the gate, we do not provide phone support. It's not that we don't want to do it. It's because it's not efficient. If you have phone support, you talk to one person, things get lost in translation, things get lost in conversation. We have to document every single thing. That's why it's on Trello. It's more efficient. Plus, when you put a message on Trello, it's not just one person looking at it. The entire team assigned is looking at it. It's just more efficient. So it's like literally the game of telephone. You said this, you said this. It's not going to be right. Things are going to be missing. And it just makes it take way longer. They said, is he over in India? No, he's here in Arizona. All of our team members are here domestically. So that they just assume because we don't have phone support. It's just for efficiency. Then why doesn't he have a phone number, professional number? We do not provide phone support. I've already made this clear. You want support, you can email them directly or go on Trello. If you have a 100 plus project going monthly, your project managers don't even have a Google phone number. Patrick, I told them, don't tell me how to run my company. We have things in place to optimize our workflow. I'm done with this conversation. If you have anything else you need, you can direct to your project manager. Thank you. That's some scam blank because you see he's not responding to my trellis board. Not good enough because we can't even be reached and you don't have phone number to this guy who's clearly not in the States. No phone support and running Excel. Are you kidding me? Have a good day, Patrick. Direct your support to Trello email. They'll assist you from there. So it's just the constant bantering. Like personally, if you receive this, you're not going to engage. It's like you already have a team. You've already addressed the problem and they won't stop. So I had to cease communication. So they say I stopped communicating. Yeah, absolutely, because this is not going to be productive. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to be back and forth, and it's not a good use of time. So I stopped all communication there for that reason. Everything was back to Trello. So again, we had to go over some of the work on, I guess this is the response to the BBB report. So let's go over this. So we had, and this will address the communication we had. So we were writing a form response charge dispute by Patrick. Below is detailed information. It said the client entered the accelerated agreement, which outlined the scope of services. As clearly stated in the agreement, the accelerator's purpose is to secure proper funding to develop the application guided to the proof of concept stage. Nowhere in the agreement does it state or imply that we have fully developed the application. The client was informed that our accelerator program takes up to 90 days to complete. So the reason why I'm saying this is because the accelerator agreement is different from our development agreement. The accelerator agreement is to put this all together so then that way we can secure funds and then develop it. This individual, Patrick, was under the assumption the accelerator agreement was also the development agreement. This is not the case. We never said that. The accelerator agreement outlined everything that was included, does not include development. So it says the client was informed the full accelerator program takes 90 days to complete. By prematurely canceling services and initiating a chargeback before this time frame elapsed, the client disrupted our ability to deliver all remaining services. Had the client allowed the program to run its course, they would have received all deliverables and benefits outlined in our agreement. So updates and deliverables provided. Prior to the client's cancellation, we delivered substantial work and updates, including, and this is very important to notice, we had 95 status updates documenting progress. So that's a lot of communication. Plus, we had 25 project deliverables, including wireframe, source files, UI, UX design, raw files, all which remain in the client's possession. So they already received all this on Trello. We post all the work there. So even if they filed the chargeback, and even if we didn't dispute it or whatever the case may be, they still got all the work. And it's just not worth it to us to dispute it. It's not worth the headache working with a client like this. So they got their money back, short story. So anyhow, contrary to the client's assertion that the work provided is merely an outline, the deliverables included fully designed screens and approved wireframe documentation. These screen designs were not mere screenshots. They represent tangible, high-quality design and work tailored to meet the client's specifications. So one of the claims that they made is it was just like an outline. That is the furthest from the truth because we have stages we work through. The first stage is a project wireframe. This is a highly technical, detailed document that outlines everything that the app does. And we can only proceed to the UI design once the client approves. Patrick clearly reviewed this. He looked over the document. He gave us a stamp approval to proceed with the UI. Now, the UI are not just screenshots. We upload the project files, which probably be a JPEG or a PNG file of the actual screen, but it's not just screenshots. We have spent a considerable amount of time designing all this from scratch. And the client was also provided with the source files, the design files. So every little element thing that you could move or change at all, they have it. So they could literally take this file and just go find another designer. They could pick up where they left off with our work. So it's in a way theft, and it's also unethical because they got their money back. We didn't contest it, and they kept all the work we did. So it's just that's on them. But no, it was a lot more work than just what they say screenshots and an outline. I mean, a considerable amount of time was invested into this. Okay, so charge work due to charge or pause work due to chargeback. As part of the agree process, the next phase after UI screen design is prototyping. Unfortunately, the client's cancellation and subsequent chargeback halted the process as per our standard policy. No further work can be completed until the chargeback dispute is resolved. Nature of deliverables. Our work consists of digital assets where inherently intangible. Nevertheless, all files delivered to the client prior to the chargeback are attached to the response in a zip file for review. These deliverables are now vested with the client and can be utilized to continue the project with another developer should the client choose to do so. So that's the thing. When you work with banks, you have to clearly define that this is a digital product, that these are files. It's not like you bought a chair or a sofa and they can physically touch it. It doesn't mean that there wasn't time, there wasn't money spent, there wasn't people that were paid to do the work. So that's highly unethical, just because they use it to their advantage. It's a digital product when they well know they're building a digital product. It's a mobile app, right? So, it's a gray area, but, we handle it accordingly. So then it's payment electoral property rights. Under the signed agreement, payment was due in full upon signing. The client was aware of this policy. The deliverables provided represent significant time and resources, remain our intellectual property until payment is made in full. By filing a chargeback after receiving our work, the client has not only attempted to avoid payment for services rendered, but also unlawfully claimed ownership of our electoral property. So again, they got their money back, kept the work. And then supporting evidence, we've attached all tangibles, including response, detailed records of communication, status updates, progress reports, documents, clearly demonstrating the work completed. We trust that this will add to the case. So that's what we did. And then finally, I told you it's going to be a long video. There's just a lot. If you want to fast forward, rewind, you're able to do that. But then we have resolution center. So this is with our merchant account. The funds were already deducted from our account. So there's two chargebacks with this company or with this individual is 2,500. And then we had another 8,000. Both of them had already been deducted from our account. We have no way of recovering those. It was just in the event that if we wanted to dispute it or, fight it out with the merchant in the bank, then maybe it was a possibility. But no, we're not going to do that. Like, it's not worth the hassle working with this individual. And honestly, I didn't want to film this video for this Reddit thread or anything because it's not productive, right? I think that it'd be better use time is to help entrepreneurs that are watching this video. But I believe in transparency. I believe in helping people. And sometimes things like this just arise. And so I feel that it's best to just meet it head on. Again, this was brought to my attention. Some of our previous clients brought it to me. It came up to them. They want to share it with me. And I thought it's just best to be upfront and talk about what you're reading here. So again, this is from a Reddit thread. If you do like a search, I think that's what a lot of people actually do. If you do Venture 24 reviews or Venture 24. So if you do like Venture 24 reviews, these come up. But right here is the Reddit. So people are like, oh, what is this all about? They must be a terrible company. When we're not, in actuality, it's the same person twice. So they left that Reddit thread, and then they also, where are the reviews? Venture I know it's here somewhere. We just looked at it. Let's see. Where did it go? I just saw it. Reviews. Thank you so much. So it's right here. It's the same individual. Patrick W. They just went to two different sites. It's not like we're getting a bunch of negative reviews. It's the same person. And I thought I'd make that clear. So if you have any questions, or if you are a potential client of ours that is considering our service offering and want us to help you with your mobile app, we'd be more than happy to work with you. This is probably going to come up. I'm okay with it. I'd rather be transparent. And you guys watch this video. I do apologize in the length of it. But there's just so much to cover. And I think it's best to really hear from both sides because Reddit's transparent. Most are not transparent. It's not transparent. It's anonymous. We're transparent. So I think it really skews your view. And if you're really serious about your startup, you have to take these things with a grain of salt because anybody can say anything they want on Reddit. It's not verified, it's anonymous. But we're not. We're a real company. We take things like this seriously. So I'm glad it was brought to my attention and I was able to address it thoroughly. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us directly. You can send an email to our company is support@venture24inc.com. You can call us at 800-620-4522. Or you can even send me an email directly, adam@venture24inc.com. Happy to address any questions, concerns you may have, and ultimately help you launch your startup. So you make it a fantastic day. And thank you for allowing me to take up this chunk of your time. But I hope that this video was helpful and insightful in your decision to work with our company. Thank you.